Jared Roser here today with Bailey Despanie, defensive back, Carencro, and newest commitment to Tulane's 2021 class. Bailey, man, we've been kind of joking about I obviously always enjoy seeing you, but just the fact that I've got my computer back working after the way this afternoon is going, I am extra excited to see you now than maybe ever before. How's everything been going, man?
It's been good.
What's the spring looked like for you? Because it's been such a bizarre start to this year in so many ways. Obviously, the past week a whole nother deal, but even months before that, I've been asking everybody just kind of what has finishing a school year under like the COVID circumstances looked like.
Well, for my spring, it really wasn't like what I expected it to be. Like going into my senior year, I expected like that us have spring practice and like me for my recruiting night to pick up. But like since the corona, like that ain't really happened. And for school, like I would say it been difficult. Like when you don't get a concept of like junior year most definitely your hardest year. So like when you don't get a concept of something, like it's hard like to get it because you're not in the classroom. Like I'm a hands-on student. Like I need to be in next to the teacher for me to learn it. Like it's been difficult, but I still find a way to pass.
So it all worked out okay by the end of it. Did you ever realize how much you were going to miss going to school and being in those classes?
No. It's like you just sit in the house and you just be bored and you just think about it, like, wow, I really do miss school.
The good news is it seems like people are going to be able to start getting back together a little bit more. I know on the football side, you guys have got to be ecstatic to be together. Are you getting together and starting to get into some summer stuff next Monday? I think June 8th is a date that everyone's kind of got circled. Some people are waiting a little bit longer, though. You guys are going to be able to get back to it?
Yeah, we going to be able to get back to it on June 8th.
Yeah.
But it's not really going to be in big groups. Like, we got to go in portions. Like, I think like 7 or 8 of us can only go at a time, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, so still going to be kind of weird, but at least baby steps back in the right direction.
Yeah.
For the recruiting stuff, I really wanted to ask you about, for you, what has this spring been like in that regard? Because we went into this spring, and I think you and I are probably on the same page that this was anticipated to be a very big spring for you to be able to get around to some of these camps and go visit some schools and stuff like that. And so when everything happens in early March and all of a sudden all that's put on hold, what were some of those initial reactions and emotions like for you? And then you still ended up having some offers fall in place. And how was that kind of in terms of a relief to actually see some of that still be able to happen?
Early March, when I found out the news, like we wouldn't be able to like have spring or whatever, like I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of depressed because like I really felt like I needed this spring to like for my recruiting. But like as like we started like the quarantine started going, like coaches started hitting me up, and then like they started offering me, and all I can say is it's a blessing for me, like for my junior year tape, for like that just like to be enough for me to get that offer, like it could just be a blessing.
And you ended up, obviously, the recent Tulane commitment, but you're sitting at what, 9 offers now, or 9 offers?
10.
10. When did it kind of click that, that this might be okay, even though I'm not getting a chance to get to some of them and they're not getting a chance to get to some of me, that some of this is still falling in place and some of these coaches are still reaching out? When did it start to click that, okay, I'm going to be okay with this?
Like a couple months ago, like about 2 months ago, when after that first South Alabama offer rolled in during quarantine, I was like, okay, I should be good now. I felt like that offer should like get things rolling, like for
Yeah. And what if some of the conversations been like with the coaches, particularly Tulane as that communication picked up more, but just in general, what were some of the things that the coaches were saying as they reached out that had kind of caught their attention about you?
They were just saying like my versatility, like I could play either position in the back end of the defense. I could either play corner, safety, or nickel. But the thing that caught my eye with the Tulane coaches, like they would hit me up just to have a good conversation about me. Like that conversation would spark like no other conversation with a coach.
You working a lot with JJ, or who have been kind of the coaches you've been talking to the most at Tulane?
I would say Coach Young. Coach CY, he really been the most coach I've been talking to.
When, I guess, was it just kind of that rapport and that relationship that you built with them that stood out that ultimately led you to the commitment announcement, or what were some of the things that really made you start to consider that Tulane was going to be the destination for you, and then ultimately make the announcement last week?
I would say it was definitely the education. Like you getting a top tier education, that a well respected education across the country, so you can't go wrong with that. And then you playing good football. The American Conference is what, like top 3 in the country. So you playing good football, you getting good exposure, and you getting good development. So like, why not?
You talking about top 3 in terms of some of the, I guess like the bowl success and overall records and some of that type of stuff. Yeah. How much had you had a chance recently to see of what Tulane has done under the newer coaching staff the past few years? Is that a school that you had a chance to watch very much prior to all this, or just kind of a little bit?
Well, they've been recruiting me for like a year. They started recruiting me my sophomore year. So like throughout my whole junior year, I've been able to watch them. Like I never really got to go to a game, but like I watch them on TV, like play against like that team, like that game against Houston. I watched that whole game and like stuff like that.
That was a pretty exciting one. Yeah, for anybody around the state that likes to see the Louisiana programs do well, I think that really caught a lot of attention. Wasn't a whole lot else on television that night. It was, I think it might have been a Thursday night, and so all the eyes were on it.
Yeah.
What was it like as you watched that game and saw just some of the all the aspects, some of the talent and the ability to beat a team like a Houston that is pretty highly regarded nationally, as well as just some of the excitement and passion around that program at that point?
Well, it was like when I was watching the game, and I was seeing like everybody. Well, that day we had practice, I was talking to my DB coach about the game, and he said Houston was gonna blow them out. So I was like, I'm not gonna go against Tulane. So I had faith in Tulane, and then seeing them being able to compete with Houston, knowing Houston is like one of the top tier schools in the country, like that made me realize like that's probably one of my destinations that I'm probably gonna end up at.
You looking forward to getting into some games whenever things do get to that point in the fall?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. What is kind of, you mentioned it with just your versatility in the secondary, but if you could talk a little bit more about what's your outlook for how you kind of fit into some of the things that they try and do there, as you've had a chance to talk to the coaches. What are some of the things they tell you about what they like, and kind of as you get to know more about them and the way that they play, that you think is well suited for you?
They want their secondary to make plays, and I feel like that's what I can do. I can come down and make a tackle, a big hit, or I can just rise up in the air and just make a big interception. So that's basically like really sealed the deal for me. They want the DBs to be them dudes.
And you still have another season left to make some plays at the high school level, and there's a pretty good group of y'all upperclassmen now coming back, and this 2021 class that y'all have. What's kind of the outlook? I'm sure even though you haven't had a chance to work much together this spring, y'all have probably all been in communication about just kind of some expectations and keeping up with where everybody's at. What's the outlook as you guys head into the off season and then ultimately senior year?
Just work. We know where we want to be at. We know we want to be in the Superdome. We know we got to put in work to get it. So when June 8 come next Monday, we just gonna be ready to work, get it in.
The program has had some great teams through the years. As you guys kind of wrap up your time in high school, what is the identity or legacy, or however you kind of want to look at it that this group that y'all are finishing up will kind of leave in terms of your impact on that history there?
We want okay. Our 21 group, when we came in our freshman year, we really wasn't that good. I think we went 3-7 that freshman year, and then the next season we went 5-5. So we really wasn't that good. So we want to be known for like being able to turn the program around. Like it was a huge difference from last year and the first 2 years. So that's what we want to be known for.
Just getting it back to that point, talking about the dome and stuff like that. Awesome, man. Well, I certainly appreciate you taking a few minutes to catch up and talk about some of that stuff. And congratulations again to you guys on the commitment.
Thank you.
Again, he's Bailey Despanie, standout defensive back, getting ready for his senior year, and then on to New Orleans to take it to the college level, the Tulane Green Wave.
Yes, sir.